What's up, everybody? This is BP. Just wanted to tell you a little bit about my Domino's manager boss that I used to work for a couple years ago. His name was Steven, and I met Steven back in 2017. I was working at Pizza Hut full-time, and I was delivering for them. And I stumbled into his Domino store, and the manager at the time, I forget his name, but he said, "Hey, would you like a job here at Domino's?" I said, "No, I'm already working at Pizza Hut." He goes, "Well, how much are they paying you?" I said, "They're paying me $8 an hour." He goes, "Well, we'll pay you 10. I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, look, I need all the overtime I can get. Are you able to provide that?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, well, let me think about it." So I thought about it, and I ended up making the decision to come work for that particular Domino's store. I ended up making a shit ton of money. I ended up netting about $60,000 for that year, and so that's after taxes, after child support. $60,000 at that store. I was pulling about 72 to 75 hours a week, and I think I was saving between $2,000 and $3,000 a month. It was insane how much money I made at that particular Domino store just as a pizza delivery driver. Anyway, during that time frame, I met Steven. And Steven says to me, he says, "Brian, have you ever heard of Dave Ramsey?" And I said, "Yes, I have." He goes, "I love Dave Ramsey." He goes, "I've been following a lot of his principles for some time now." He says, "I'm 35 years old and I'm almost a millionaire." I said, "Really?" And this is a general store manager, the bottom of the bottom. I mean, we're talking about a Domino's store manager. Now, we're not talking about a very prestigious place to be working at. And he says, "Yes, I am." He said, I said, "Well, how much money do you have, Steven?" He says, "I've got about $750,000 saved." He said, "This year alone, he said, this year alone, I earned about $20,000 in passive income just from my investment in some, I think it was gold or something like that." I said, that's incredible. Like, how did you amass that kind of wealth?" And I'm looking at this guy. He's the same age as me, just a couple years older, and he's got $750,000 sitting in his bank. I said, "Steven, how the hell did you do that?" He said, "I just worked as a server. I saved my money. I paid off my debts. I paid off my house within a couple years." He said, "I paid off everything, all my credit cards, and just saved my money. And then I invested it into a Roth IRA and put about $5,000 a year into that Roth IRA. And that's how I did it." I said, "That's freaking phenomenal." So after I left Texas, I moved back to Jacksonville, Florida, which is where I'm at now. This is beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. And anyway, I live here now. And I called him maybe about a year and a half after I left that store, and I said, "Hey, Steven, where you at nowadays?" He goes, "Oh, I'm in Tennessee." I said, "Tennessee? You left Texas?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What are you doing out in Tennessee?" He says, "I bought me a house out here in the mountains." I said, "Really?" I said, "You must have paid cash for it, didn't you?" He said, "Yes, I did." And I said, "Well, let me see some pictures." So he sent me some pictures, and his house was gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And then from that point on, I asked him, I said, "Well, what are you doing nowadays? What are you doing for work?" He says, "Well, now I'm doing, he goes, "Well, actually, next week I'm about to put in an application for a job." I said, "Really, where?" He goes, "At Domino's." I said, "Doing what?" He goes, "As a delivery driver." I said, "You're kidding. You're going to go be a delivery driver for Domino's?" He said, "I am." And that is the story of my Domino's manager, who is almost a millionaire and probably will be in just a couple years. So, thanks. Oh, also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, and you want to support me, don't forget to send a tip, $1 or $2, to my Cash App, and it's going to be in the description below.